showtime.
Hey there, Tallman Clan. Welcome to the show. We are glad to see you all back again. If you are new to the channel, I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tallman. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tallman. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live this very moment from the Scarlet Lady. And there is our live balcony cam.
Yay!
We got it up and running.
Yay!
Spend a little bit of time on tech today. So there is a live look outside our cabin here. We are in cabin 14302Z as we speak. And as I mentioned, that literally is a look right outside from our balcony. So we are so glad to see everybody tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to say hello by name here in just a minute. But we just wanted to, a couple public service announcements. Since we are live right now on the Scarlet Lady, if you have any questions about the Scarlet Lady, and you're with us in chat live, leave the questions down in the chat and we will do our best to answer. If we don't know the answer, we will get it for you tomorrow and bring it to you tomorrow night during the stream. That's what we do, because there's all kinds of questions that happen while we're doing these things, and there's no better time to get answers than we're on the ship. Okay, so make sure you ask your questions in the chat. If you're watching the replay, leave them in the comments, because we do respond to all of our comments. Next, please don't forget to consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel. We do come live to you every single night we're on a cruise ship, as well as when we're not on cruise ships. We do live once a week, but we put out all kinds of videos and some of the most detailed ship reviews you can see out there. So that being said, shall we get on to deck 5 tonight?
Sure, let's do it.
Well, we got to say hello to everybody first.
All right, let's say hello.
Mama Tallman's there. Hello, hello. Hope you had a great day today. Yeah, we'll talk about that after the deck. Hello. Good evening, Gina. Mama Tallman says backdrop is looking a little bit is looking good tonight. Look, it's not too bad, but in the end, these cabins are on an angle, believe it or not. So we're still sort of at an angle. We just sort of got ourselves behind the blue.
We had to turn the camera this way and the chairs kind of this way so it doesn't look quite so bad. It's still not quite there, but with what the space that we have, that's about as good as it's going to get, I think.
Absolutely. Hello, Nurse Tara, Tom, Patricia. It is showtime, Nurse Tara. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. Good to see you. Bev Jewel. We're going to talk about that, of course, tonight. Where did we eat?
Ooh, yeah.
Nurse Tara, is virgin food as good as everyone says it is? Again, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Ashley, I'm dying to get on a Virgin cruise, hopefully on my 2026 list. Yeah, it's great. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Alex, how are you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about that all in just a minute, because we want to bring you deck 5, and we would like to do that right away, get the content out of the way, and then we like to do Q&A after. So let's get to deck 5.
Let's do it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today, Lisa and I, we're on the Scarlet Lady. We are on deck 5, and deck 5 is a mixed deck. There are public spaces and cabins, and we showed you the cabins in another video. So we are going to be showing you how to get to all the public spaces from this front elevator bank. Now, as you can see, there are no deck plans visible anywhere here. This can be confusing to people. There's a sign, which is great, and as well there's a little sign here that's pointing to the public spaces. But this is exactly why we make these videos, for you to get to understand that if you want to get to the public spaces from the front elevator banks, you're going to have to go down the Z side of the ship until you get to those public spaces. So we'll see you up ahead. Here we are now at the midship elevators. Again, the midship elevators. And just like the front, there is no deck plan visible anywhere from here. But there's this sign right here. It says Razzles and Headsmen, as well as the sailor service Pink Agave and the Heads Women, meaning the bathroom, are that way. And we like to stay to the right. So we're going to start over here at the right. Razzle Dazzles has had an upgrade. It's now called Lucky Lotus, the Razzle Dazzle. From what we understand, it's Razzle Dazzle during the day or in the morning, and Lucky Lotus at night. Now, this is one of the big upgrades that happened during its dry dock here recently. Here's the men's head, again, bathroom, which is also accessible, as you can see. That is a crew sort of area. Again, the Lucky Lotus and Razzle Dazzle. So this has been upgraded. This is one of the things they did during the dry dock. We're going to be eating here. We'll let you know all about it. Now, Asian infused menu at nighttime. Nice decor. The last Virgin ship we were on, this used to be a heavily white striped club.
It did.
And I think they've muted it a bit during the rehab. Now, since we've never actually been on the Scarlet Lady before, I can't tell you what it used to look like, but we know what it looked like on the Resilient Lady. If you want a comparison, we have a playlist below of all the videos we shot on the Resilient Lady. There is your Razzle Dazzle / Lucky Lotus restaurant. A lot of people might see the word Lucky Lotus and think that's the name of a casino because it has the word luck in it, but it's not. The rest of the public spaces are on the opposite side of the ship, so we'll go there. And we're back here in the midship elevators, right where we started. The front of the ship is this way. So here's your sailor services. On other cruise lines, this would be called guest services or guest relations. They stand behind these little areas here and help you out. ATM right there. Nice little seating area here. If you have internet issues, at least on our cruise here, the IT guy has been standing right here at the station. There is your ladies' room. And it's also handicap accessible. And then we get into Pink Agave. Virgin is also different than the rest of the cruise lines, as there's no main dining room. There are, if I remember correctly, 6 dining areas, main dining areas, which are all included in your fare. Each, as you can see, is small, but can choose to eat at any of them. They're all included. There's no quote-unquote specialty restaurants. They're all specialty restaurants. The big thing that you'll have to remember, even though they're all included, you will have to make a reservation. We highly suggest you do that right when you book the cruise, at least once it's paid in full. There's your Pink Agave and your sailor services. And that is it for the public spaces on Deck 5. We can't get all the way to the back of the ship because the kitchen's on the other side. It just leads us right back here to the midship elevators. And remember, we started at the front elevators, which is where we're going to go. So until we see you guys on another ship or another deck, you all be safe. Ciao. Well, hello. There you go. There is your Deck 5. Remember, you can't get there from the back elevators. It's either the midship elevators or the forward elevators. If you're coming from the forward elevators, you have to walk down the Z side of the ship until you get to the public spaces. So there you go. And again, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and the thumbs up.
Yes, thank you.
Balls to everybody out there. So let's get to some of your questions and sort of a lot of stuff we're going to talk to. And they're prompting us to talk about it. So,
all right.
Nurse Tara wants to know where we ate dinner tonight, and is the Virgin food as good as everyone says it is? All right. So tonight we ate at Pink Agave.
We did.
Which is sort of a Mexican type restaurant, serving authentic Mexican food, not Americanized. Mexican food. So some of it, if you're American, you come here like, but that's not how it's done. Trust me, authentic Mexican. When we were on the Resilient Lady, when we went in there, we're like, can't they just make a burrito or, something like that, right? And so we started doing some research, and we found out all the dishes they're serving are 100% authentic to Mexico. Yeah. A lot of the things we eat at the Mexican restaurants in the United States are Americanized versions of true Mexican food. So,
for instance, chips and salsa, that is an American thing. What they actually served is they served peanuts that are in Mexican spices.
Yeah,
and
delicious.
Yeah, really good.
The peanuts were great.
But we actually, like Robert said, had to go and research it because we didn't think that it was a true Mexican thing. But I just
wanted a burrito, for gosh sakes. I get that when I get home. So, is the food as good as everyone says it is? 1,000,000%, Nurse Tara.
It is good.
I think we were picking on the food a little bit yesterday, or at least some of it, and it's not meant to be picky, but just, when you get a Greek salad and the menu says you're getting Kalamata olives, which is traditional for Greek salads, but instead you get black olives, we made that comment to you guys.
Yeah.
Salad was great. It just...
It is, yeah.
Or with the steak that I had last night in the wake, it said it was going to come with caramelized onions. No, it came with grilled. I think it was grilled. It was roasted garlic.
Yeah,
like a half a garlic. It was a good size.
Yeah, so, it was really good.
But from a delicacy standpoint, if you will, or the food, the taste, phenomenal. We've already posted tonight's menu up on Facebook. If you're not part of our Facebook group already, if you're watching us live and you're new to the channel, just go to facebook.com and look for Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. You have to answer the couple questions. Alex will tell you. He joined last night. It won't let you in. It'll decline you if you don't ask the question or answer the questions.
Yes.
It's very simple. What was the very first cruise that you ever went on? The answer for this cruise is 6.5. If you haven't been on a cruise yet. If you have been on a cruise already, then just leave the cruise ship. And the second question is just adhering to the group rules, which is essentially, being nice to everybody and no spamming. So there you go. But we've already posted the menus and the pictures of what we had. So she had for the appetizer.
I had guacamole to begin with.
Yep, which was
very good,
amazing, and truly fresh.
Yeah.
I had this bowl of corn with some other things in there. Again,
so
truly delicious.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
For the first, not quite the main, or they call it the small dish in the restaurant, but it's sort of an additional type of entree, hors d'oeuvre. Lisa had the chicken enchiladas.
Yes.
And I had the chorizo with potatoes,
which was amazing.
Go to Pink Agave, get the chorizo and potatoes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I turned it down because to me it didn't sound great. I'm not a big fan of chorizo, but holy cow, that was amazing.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Really
delicious. So, and then for the main, I had the bistecca a la day something or other. Basically, it was a huge piece. You can see it again on the Facebook group, and it had some cheese and sauces on it. And it was cooked perfect. It was amazing. It's called the bistecca marinero en escabeche.
Yes.
So bistec marinero en
escabeche.
Yeah, that.
And I had the cochinita pibble. Basically, it was a smoked pork with a bunch of other stuff, and it was served in a bowl. It wasn't a soup, but it was served in a bowl, and God, that was delicious too. It's chunks of pork, and then you just when you cut it up, the broth
The
that's
sauce,
in there
yeah.
just soaks right in, and all the flavor's amazing.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
So good.
So good.
Yes.
So, oddly enough, that's all I had for food today. What did you have for breakfast?
Oh my gosh. Well, I went down to, I thought, first of all, because we were up recording last night, I slept until 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I got up, and even though they do have breakfast 24/7 here on the Virgin ships, I decided, we're going to be having dinner soon. I don't want to have a whole lot of food. I had cantaloupe, and I found that amazing donut that we were sampling. It's blueberry filled donut with vanilla frosting. So that was all I was going to have for my food. And then I'm sitting there watching all these people walk by with chicken wings, and I thought, oh, that looks good. So I asked for one, and she gave me 3, but they were really good. So then I didn't eat the donut. I had the cantaloupe and I had the chicken. So I had that, and then later on I was walking through, and they've got in the galley they have a it's kind of like a popsicle stand.
By the way, the galley is the area where a buffet would normally be on any other cruise line.
Yes.
They call that area the galley.
Yes. And so they had mango popsicles, and they had I can't remember what the other one was, but the one that I got was chocolate banana. So I grabbed that, and it was mashed bananas, but it had been frozen in the shape of a popsicle and covered in chocolate. So good. So I had that too. But I did save the donut for now.
It'll look in reverse, but it'll be okay.
What are we doing here? Oh.
That's what we're working our way up to.
Yes.
Yes. The comment on this is getting off a ship after a week of unlimited food.
Yes.
We're working towards that.
Yeah, we are.
So that was all the food for today, and absolutely everything was delicious.
Yes.
Ashley says, I'm dying to get on a Virgin ship. We already sort of talked about that.
Oh,
yep.
Should we talk about the status match?
Yeah.
Since you're wanting to get on a Virgin ship?
So for those who haven't gone on Virgin before, they're literally the newest game in town.
Yes.
They were supposed to launch, but the pandemic happened, so it's just a couple years old now.
Yeah.
Getting into its 3rd year.
Realistically,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but when they first came out, they didn't have their own loyalty program. And so they did what was called status matching. So you can go online, look for Virgin Cruise Line status matching program. It'll bring you to the website, put in your personal information and whatever the highest status you have with whatever cruise line, it'll ask for your number, right? And then you hit submit. And usually 3 to 5 days later, 3 days, you'll get a response back. Congratulations, you're going to be at this level and you're going to get these perks, right? Mm-hmm. Now, they have since come up with their own program.
Yes.
And did away with that.
Yes.
But it turns out they just recently re-implemented the status matching program.
Yes.
So for those who want to try Virgin, who've never tried Virgin before, but have been sailing a lot on other cruise lines, you can start off here at a status equal to what you are cruising at with the other cruise lines.
Yes.
Kind of like MSC does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So when we did this, we had platinum status with Carnival. That was what we went with. And with that, they gave us what's called deep blue benefits. With that, we get all kinds of fun things. We get early boarding. We get laundry.
Early, 1:45.
Huh?
Early boarding, 1:45.
Oh, well, for this cruise line, I mean, we were supposed to be here at 4:30.
Yeah,
and
I just don't get that.
I think 1:45 is early, considering we were supposed to have been here at 4:30.
Technically, but there's nothing early about 1:45.
No,
kind of
but
an
that is
oxymoron.
the earliest.
It is. We're literally
the earliest book
outside
boarding.
the 30 or 40 people that got on with the suites. We were next.
Yeah.
At 1:45.
And we also get some bar credits.
And onboard credit.
Yeah, and onboard credit.
Yeah.
So
I think most of the onboard credit came from because we booked this
online, not online,
when
but,
we were on the other ship.
Yes, correct.
So we got some extra onboard credit with that.
Yes. So if you have never sailed with Virgin and you are looking to do that, definitely go in to do the status match.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Alex wants to know, what did we do today?
Well, I think I just kind of covered that. We were up all night videoing what you just watched.
Yeah, so we managed to accomplish all of the decks that we normally do at night. We did it in one day.
Yes.
A lot of times it'll take 2 days to do it, but we got it done. By the time we were finished, the sun was rising.
Yeah.
And so I went to bed, and we both went to sleep. But I woke up like 2 hours later. So I was up by 9 o'clock. Grabbed my computer, went out of the room because she was still
snoring.
Still sawing some logs. So I grabbed the computer, my headphones, and left, and I started editing those decks. Like the highlights that you see, that's what I did today. But I did that until about, I don't know, 12 o'clock.
I really don't. Yeah, maybe, because you came in and I was still asleep.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, it's noon. And so it had to have been noon.
Well, she got up and then I went back to bed.
Yes.
Because I'd only slept for 2 hours.
Yes.
And so I actually slept until 5:15.
Yeah.
So,
but the editing that he does, you know, when we're walking around, there's music playing, and we cannot have copywritten music on our videos or YouTube will slam us. Yeah. So his editing, he has to use software to pull out those sounds and then
tweak things because
it leaves little gremlins in there.
They call them artifacts. All of a sudden there'll be somebody speaking Chinese in the middle of this thing.
Yes, and grunting and making all kinds of noises. So then he's got to do that.
Cut it all out.
Yeah, and then go back and put some music that we have license to use in there. So that's quite a process. So he did that today.
Yep, not too bad, but I did it for a bunch of decks. So because tomorrow we're in Roatan, and we're supposed to go on an excursion. We'll cover that here in just a minute. Yeah. But the weather looks like it's going to be bad, so I'm not sure if we're going to get off the ship or not. We'll find out. So, but all in all, Alex, sorry to disappoint you, but again, literally, we did nothing ship related.
But
today.
It's a sea day, so you know it's a perfect day to do that.
Correct, and that's why we do it when we do it. We do the midnight runs leading up to a sea day because it's just a sea day.
Yes.
So we're not missing anything by just sleeping in, which is what we actually took turns. She slept in and then got up, and then I went back to bed. So Macrina wants to know 3 ounces of soup again? Nope, not tonight.
No.
Patricia thinks the carpet would turn the vertigo on for me. You think that's bad? Wait till you see the passenger cabin decks. Oh my gosh, that carpet is busy. Busy.
It's definitely not as busy as we were talking about the razzle dazzle on the Resilient Lady.
Red and white stripes everywhere.
Zebras.
Yeah.
It's just like one big zebra.
Yeah. So Macrina says, so if you aren't in time to book a specialty restaurant, are you able to eat at the buffet and the same menu as lunch time each day? So remember, Macrina, it's not a buffet. All right. They call it the galley. And we'll get a count, but I think there's like 8 or 9 different little eateries that are part of the galley. The menu is the same every day, right? Yes. So if you want to go there instead of dinner, absolutely do it. But the dinner menu is not up there because you can remember there's no main dining room. So there's no like mass meal. It's 6 individual restaurants that all serve uniquely different things every night. It's the same thing every night, but it's uniquely different. Now, if you can't get into the dinner time you want, absolutely go up to the galley and get a burger, or get a bowl of udon, or there's lots of things to get up there. But remember, not a buffet. You go sit at the table, put up the little flag that's at the table, and one of the servers will come over and ask what you want, and you give them your order.
Now, I will say there are a couple of exceptions to that. If they have a bread area and they have a dessert and fruit area, they also have a bento box.
Yeah, like grab and go things.
They're grab and go all over the place. There's salads that are pre-made. You can get Caesar, you can get chicken, you can get vegetable, and they have some little dessert things out there as well. So you can just grab those and go. But there's also, how Robert was talking about, the very first day we went and met with someone on the ship and they were able to get us into the restaurants. They do that. They post on their app. If you have to make some restaurant changes, that here you go to this place at this time, and we'll try to accommodate you. So they are still working with you even after the first day. That being said, there's other options as well. If you want to have like an early dining out on the dock, it's a place called the Dock. From 3:30 to 5:30, they have a Greek menu, so you can do that as well. So there's a ton of options.
It is. So outside of the 6 restaurants that we talked about, there are eateries all over the ship, but they're not sit-down dinner-type eateries.
Right.
Like the specialty restaurants. Again, they're not special, but like the restaurants would be. There's the pizza place. You can get pizza.
Yes, I didn't talk about pizza. Yes.
There's that, and again, I forget what it's called, but where you can get the hot dogs and the hamburgers and the
Yes,
popcorn.
that's called the Social.
The Social, that's right.
Yes.
Thank you. And the pretzels.
And they have wings up there as well.
So you're not forced into one of the dining rooms. It just, those are the main sit-down, eat dinner spaces.
They are highly sought after.
Yes. It's hard to get in.
It is.
Just make the reservations. It'll be okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Alex said to Nurse Tara, I sell Virgin for the food. Yeah, Alex, it's worth it.
It is very
Hello,
good.
Valerie. Welcome to you and the Davina.
Yes.
Alex, FYI, don't forget, correct. The Redemption Spa is also on deck 5. And I forgot to point it out. And part of the reason is when we video in the middle of the night, the spa is closed. And that is one closed area we can't get into.
Yes.
Like of course, all the restaurants are closed, but it's okay for us to get in there. The spa, they lock that down. So you physically can't get in.
Yeah, well, there's people, having their massage treatments and, various states of undress, if you will, having their treatments. And, of course, we don't want to be, capturing that on video.
But we're talking in the middle of the night.
Yes.
There's nobody there.
Well, there's nobody, but it is definitely locked because of the high,
Well, they have got products back there, too, right?
High value products.
In the end, we typically get the spa on day 1. We did not this time, so we could bring it to you later. So we're going to try to do that on the last day. Sometimes on port days, it's so quiet in there, they allow us to video the spa during port days. So it's on our list to get. I just forgot to mention it in the video that it is there on deck 5 by midship. Okay. So there you go, Alex. But thank you for the reminder.
Yes, thank you.
Really do appreciate it. Chris says, Ashley, my friend went on this exact cruise over Thanksgiving, and he said the food was phenomenal. But other than the food, he told me he would not go back. It was weird, he said. So we touched this just, I think, a little bit yesterday, Chris. And it was sort of wrapped up in first impressions.
Yes.
Virgin is completely different in every aspect of how it is. The ships, they're vaguely nautical. It's more, contemporary industrial.
Minimalistic in some areas, yeah.
A lot of areas you walk to, they don't feel warm. I'm not talking about from a heat standpoint. I'm talking about from a decor.
Yes.
It's more dark. Like even the elevators are sort of dark. And so it is a uniquely different feeling to come on a Virgin ship if you've been cruising for a long time on other ships, because nothing is the same here other than it's a ship, right? So, and we're sort of settling into that ourselves because this is only our second Virgin cruise. We enjoyed the Scarlet Lady. We were looking forward to coming back. The food is amazing.
Resilient. Yeah, we're on Scarlet.
Oh, did I say we were on the Scarlet?
Yes.
On the Resilient Lady. Now we're on the Scarlet. Sorry. And so today, even though I slept a little bit, I was out and about before I came back to bed, and it's growing back on me.
Yes.
Right? It takes a few days. Some people, it will just never grow on them, like Chris, your friend.
Yes.
The food's amazing, but, everything else is also different.
And we always put a little asterisk with the Virgin as well, because everything is adult. It's very risque, very suggestive, and that doesn't sit well with a lot of people.
No.
So we always want to let you know they are going to be speaking in 4-letter words, and they're going to be talking about subjects that are typically off limits
in the shows. Not like
in the shows.
Your waiter doesn't walk up to a dinner and say, "Hey, how the are ya?" That doesn't happen.
That's very true. Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
No, but what I do like, I really do like the specialty restaurant setup.
Yeah.
In that it feels like you're going out to dinner every night.
Yeah, it does.
And people do tend to dress up more I feel, on this ship and Virgin ships than on other ships.
I think it's 50-50.
You think it's 50-50?
There was a girl sitting right there wearing gym shorts and a T-shirt.
I saw, but I feel like the majority of people are dressing up more.
Yeah. Virgin's also, their favorite phrase, or their phrase is, come as you are, not as you were.
Yes.
They really don't have a dress code.
No, they don't.
No, bathing suits are not allowed in the restaurant. That's a simple thing. But outside of that, you don't have to get all dolled up if you don't want to. Literally, regular shorts and a T-shirt would be okay in the dining rooms here because they just don't have that code, that dress code that other cruise lines have. Not that they enforce them, but they don't have them. So, but it's very, it is different.
It is.
It is different. I don't want to call it weird. It's just different.
It is totally different.
And like anyone else, if that difference doesn't set with your style of cruising, then maybe this isn't your particular cup of tea or your cruise line. We enjoy it for what it is because it is different. Would we sail on this one as our only cruise line? If we take our YouTube channel out of the mix and we're going to say, okay, what cruise line do we want to go on the rest of our life? I'll be honest, though, the food's amazing. I probably wouldn't pick this. I would pick one of the others.
I don't know that I would be able to pick one and
know.
just stick with it because I like the variety. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
And, if you're doing 7-day cruises on one particular line, it's the same old. And if you are switching cruise lines, well, then you have, the risque one week, and then you have subdued the next. And
yeah.
It's the variety that I enjoy.
By the way, those joining us late, that is a look at the camera that is on our balcony right now as we speak. We are live from the Scarlet Lady in our cabin, 14302Z. Don't forget the Z. All right.
Which we got plenty of that today.
Ashley says, I'm anxious to sell Virgin, and for my own opinion, I'm game for trying anything. And Ashley, that's what we really tried to tell everybody. Do it at least once.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. And our opinions are our opinions based upon the things that we like to do when we cruise, which is why when we're talking about ships, we try to not offer a complete opinion, but rather
observation.
Yes. Give you the observations so that you can make your decision if you want to spend your money to come on a cruise like this.
But I will tell you.
Or any cruise for that matter. So.
But I will tell you, just your statement alone, I'm ready to try anything.
Yeah.
That tells me that you will probably really enjoy Virgin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because if you are open to the adult topics and language, then that's pretty much the only drawback.
Again. Just in the shows, guys.
Yes, just in the shows.
Everybody else is professional. The entertainers are on the stage doing their shows.
Yes.
And because there are no children, the producers of the shows have taken many liberties.
Yes.
Okay. Outside of that, everyone else you'll come in contact with are G-rated services.
Thank you for clarifying again.
Yes.
It's clear in my head.
Yes. Don't want everybody to think that, you walk on and everybody's walking around naked.
Yeah,
no. It's
definitely not.
It's a normal cruise. It's just put together and presented different.
Yes.
And the only way to know if it's going to work with your style of cruising is to book a cruise on Virgin.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Alex says to Ashley, Virgin focused on fitness, mellow, chill, relaxing vibe in the morning. Afternoons and evenings tend to have a little more things going on.
Alex, that is very true. If you're, looking at the daily activities, a lot of them are classes, fitness classes, and things along that line. So, yeah, they do that. And then, they've got, I think more health conscious type foods items than some of the other cruise lines. They've got don't get me wrong, they've got their share of goodies, but there's I think a lot more like for instance there's a vegan option for dessert.
I tried it.
But it's there.
Vegan and gluten-free.
And a lot of times, it's not on your regular menus, and you have to ask for those type of options, and they put those out there. So, yeah, definitely, I think more health conscious.
Yeah.
More fitness conscious.
Yeah. I had been thinking about this today to try to. It's so hard to put a label on it, and as each generation comes up, they get a different name, and so the name I'm thinking in the back of my brain, I don't think is. I think there's probably a more equivalent name these days in today's, but I just think yuppie, right? This cruise is filled with yuppies, both young and old, right? Young, upwardly mobile people with a little discretionary income. There's again. Older folks here as well. The demographic is through the board. We've seen some, probably 18 to 20-year-olds. Remember, no children, so under 18 not allowed, but they did lower it from 21 down to 18.
Yes.
So 18 and up.
Yes.
But I get this sensation from the conversations we had with people and hanging out with a few people we have that just the word yuppie comes to play. And again, that's not meant to be rude or discriminatory. I'm trying to paint the class in the style of people that come on this particular cruise line.
I would go with that.
Hopefully that helps.
I would go along with that.
But yeah, Alex, you have that exactly correct. During the day, it's like, and at night, it's like, I mean, they crank it up. In fact, one of the nights, and we're going to try, we may not have all of our stuff with us. We may just take the computer and set it somewhere and look into the camera on the computer. But one night on every cruise is what's called red night. That is when every light on the ship, it turns red.
All the balcony lights, the hallway lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are the wild night, or that's the wild night. Red.
Yeah,
red
I
night.
think wasn't it pajama party last night, or is that
it
tonight?
was pajama party last night, but
they
moved it inside because of it was pretty windy last night.
Gotcha.
Up on deck.
Yeah.
So
yeah. These are a couple of little different things they do. Oh, and in Sail Away, champagne is flowing freely on the Sail Away party. Yeah.
Nurse Tara says she's excited to go on the Brilliant Lady in September.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Enjoy that.
We haven't been on the Brilliant Lady.
That's because it's not released yet. We're still building it. So there's a good reason for that, Lisa.
Go. There is a good reason for that.
It'll be okay. Chris says, he basically told me it was debauchery at its highest level, but we're older, and personally, I wouldn't want to see all of that. But to each their own, let us know how it goes. Look, again, between the first ship and this so far, we'll try to find our way to one of the clubs in the middle of the night and see what happens. Yeah. But generally speaking, just walking around and during the day, it's just no different than any other cruise. It's just handled different. The decor is different. The food is different. Some of the activities are different. The shows are definitely different because, again, 18 above, it's all adults. But like I said, I haven't seen everybody walking around naked, so I don't get the debauchery part of it.
I haven't seen that either.
But here's the other thing, and we've talked about this on every cruise we go to. This is a 6-day cruise, and on the 6-day cruise, it's the same passengers for 6 days. When this cruise is over, those 3,000 people go away, and a different set of 3,000 people come on the next cruise. Well, who are they, and what are they like? Who knows? But you only know until you go. And we've experienced this multiple times when we do back-to-back. Once there's a changeover, it can go the same or it could go drastically different. And we've seen it both ways.
And a lot of times, too, there are travel agents out there that organize groups for special occasions for, hey, we're going to have this Latin Fest, or we're going to have something else, an art festival, or whatever your common interests are.
Right.
And, if it's, let's go to Jamaica and smoke some pot, then it's going to be a different type of crowd than you might run into on another occasion.
Exactly. So I haven't quite seen the debauchery, but I will tell you, after the red night on Resilient Lady, which we actually didn't attend anything.
No.
We were done. We were streaming and all this stuff. We came and watched a movie, I think, on the TV, and then went off to sleep. So if everything else about this, you enjoy, but red night becomes a problem because maybe it's a little bit more, risque, red night, just watch TV in your cabin. It's included. So, but anyway, moving on. Ashley tells Chris, I'm older too, 53, but I can party like I'm 40. There you go. Chris says, I can't do all-nighters anymore. If I do, I lose 2 pounds or 2 days on the cruise.
Oh.
We're just sort of tuned in, but obviously we lost a day today. mostly. But it's a sea day, so just, chilling in the cabin is not a horrible thing. And we do have the balcony, but we haven't gone out there yet.
Yeah, and in our lives, especially with him being a musician, the odd hours, that's just something that we have been doing forever.
Yeah.
As long as we've been together, we've been doing the odd hour things. And so it doesn't hit us as hard, I guess. I mean, it still definitely hits us. Like I said, I slept till 1 today.
And I slept to 5:15, but I had already been up for...
Yeah, you were up for hours.
Because I didn't sleep the night before.
You just took
not on the
a
ship.
really long nap.
Yeah. So I'm sleep deprived because the night before the cruise, I didn't sleep. And then we were on the road by, I don't know what it was, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever it was. And then running around the ship like way we do. And we did get a nap yesterday for about an hour and 15 minutes, just a quick little recharge. Yeah. Then our stream with you folks last night, and then we slept for a couple of hours last night, and then got up and videoed the entire ship until about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning is when I got back to the cabin. And then I slept until 9. So I only got 2 hours of sleep then. Yeah. So I got up, went to work, but by noon I'm like, okay, I've got to get some more sleep. So I thought I was going to rest for an hour and a half. She eventually wakes me up. She's like, got to get up. It's 5:15. I'm like, what?
Dinner in 30 minutes.
Ooh. Anyway, Chris says, Ashley, I'm more of a Toby Keith guy. I'm not as good as once was, but every now and then I pretend I'm back in college. And then you pay for it for a couple of days. Great song, Chris. Right? Chris, I don't do the all-nighters, but I am a bit of a night owl. My favorite Toby Keith song. I conjure Patricia and Ashley. Ashley says, this show's my age, but guess what, TMC friends? I had a new glam baby born on Saturday. Wow, her name is Blake. Yeah. Our Blake's going to be happy.
Yeah.
Blake Catherine, and she came into a whopping 8 pounds, 11 ounces.
Oh, congratulations.
Wow. All right,
That's
congratulations,
awesome.
congratulations. Hey, Mamie Radar, welcome to you in New Mexico. Hopefully all is well there. Chris says, love her name. Blake, such a beautiful name. Yes. Nurse Terry says, I enjoy variety in cruise lines and will form my own opinion when I sail on Brilliant in September. Perfect.
Nice.
Just know, whether you're watching the videos here with us or even the replay of the Resilient Lady, the decor in the path and the layout, I believe, is exactly the same.
I believe it is. They're all sister ships. So.
And then ultimately, you'll figure out where you fall in the mix of everything else.
Yeah.
Of course, Macrino also says congratulations, and Alex, congratulations. Ashley, have so much fun, Nurse Tara. Can't wait to hear how you like it. Absolutely. We'll make sure. You've got to come back and tell us what you think. I must try Divina and only Yacht Club. TMC said so. Patricia, we warned you.
You won't regret it.
Well,
you might, because you'll never be happy.
You'll be ruined.
Happy. You will totally be ruined.
In only the best of ways.
Yes.
In only the best of ways.
Yes.
Anyway, Alex says, my favorite slang that they like to ask is, how can we make ship things happen for you? How can we make ship things happen for you? Okay, that's interesting. Carnival. Bev says Carnival also has a complete vegan menu every night in the MDR anyway. Oh, they do. It just happened to be, I feel on this ship, like Lisa was talking about, there are more alternative food types here than on any other cruise lines.
It's more visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm a vegan. Do you have a special menu? Oh, let me go get you that special menu. All the vegan and gluten-free dishes, they're on the main menu that you get when you go to the specialty restaurants. Like dessert tonight. We didn't talk about dessert. You want to pull up the menu? Because I don't remember everything there was. There was the chocolate tacos.
They had 4 things, and we tried 3 of them.
We tried 3 of the 4. All right, so that's the coffee. That's it. So tamal de chocolate, which is vegan and gluten-free. That is a chocolate masa with Mexican chocolate and fruit salsa. That was the vegan and gluten-free one that we tried. We both had a bite. Did not like it. Yeah. So we left that alone. Then there's this milhojas, which is tamarind, passion fruit, pineapple, and puff pastry. Lisa had that.
I had that.
There was the tacos de chocolate, Mexican chocolate, canela, and dulce de leche. That's what I had, which is awesome. And then the fourth one is Capirotada.
Capirotada.
It's bread pudding with rum raisins. We didn't try that one.
No.
But that is also a vegan recipe. So there you have
Vegetarian.
it. Vegetarian?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 1V.
That's 1V.
2 V's is vegan, 1 V is
V
vegetarian. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there we go. Alex says, I'm one of the next 3,000 sailors. Can't wait. I know, Alex, you're going to have a fantastic time. I mean, so far, we've enjoyed it. And I'm going to go back on a few things that I said last night. Not necessarily change my opinion, but as I said earlier, it's an adjustment period for this style of cruising.
It is.
Right? So, we're used to getting to the port around 10:30, and by 11, you're on a ship. We couldn't get on until 1:45. So that sort of set something off in the brain, right? A little bit like, oh, man.
Well, that's what I was saying. You were running on a lack of sleep.
Yeah,
so I figured once you, got caught up, you would.
And even though I slept a little extra today, like I said, I was out through the ship for the first 6 hours of the day, or 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. And it's growing on me again. Right. So it takes a minute for it to grow. At least that's for me. So now that being said, since we haven't been on the Scarlet Lady before, it's hard for us to notice the changes because we didn't see what it was like before. And so we can report back what we see in that this area was upgraded. I just don't know how it was upgraded.
Yeah.
And so we did also, Alex, confirm the deck
11.
6 or deck 7
of the deck 7
coffee area.
Grounds.
The grounds.
Yes.
They call that the ground. But,
yes.
But it was not the one that got redone. It was definitely the one up on deck 15.
Yes.
So when we do our deck 15 video, you'll see that.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Patricia says, only been on one cruise and didn't do cruise stuff. Was on the program. I can't be ruined. You can be ruined.
Yeah, you can be ruined.
When you get up there and meet Gushti on the Divina, you'll understand completely.
Yeah.
Wrestler Mania has a question. Again, welcome back. Good to see you. Do you have a river cruise in your future? If so, where? Curious about that type of travel. Yes.
But
no. In Europe. Yes, it's on our list. No, we don't have anything booked yet, and it'll probably be up and down the Rhine. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah. So, but yeah, maybe 2020. I don't know. It's so hard for me to see too far into the future. It's just not anything I've ever been able to do in the 50 plus years of my life. And so looking that far ahead, it just doesn't compute. So I know what we're doing in 2025, which, to be honest, for those who've been with our channel long enough, we normally are planning 2 and 3 months ahead, and that's it. Yeah. We've got all the cruises settled for this entire year. So we're making some headway. But WrestleMania, stick with us. I know you're already subscribed, but just in case you're not, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll see when our videos pop up. And someday in the future, we're going to be on a river cruise without a doubt.
Yeah.
Chris says, like to see when Lisa says, I guarantee it. So the yacht club must be legit. Question. Any purchases in the shops? Are you talking about the yacht club or are you talking here? If it is here... again, the shops were all closed in the middle of the night when we were videoing. Yes, they were open today, but I was either editing and working or sleeping. So we haven't visited there yet. We will, without a doubt, go to the Virgin merch store and probably pick up something from there, which we like to do.
And we did buy a nice polo for him on the Resilient Lady. So we did do that, but not on the ship yet.
Well, we have so much onboard credit. And again, their onboard credit systems are different. You have, they call it sailor loot. That's one section of money. But there's then also the money that you can spend on cocktails.
Yes.
And they're separate. Most cruise lines, if you have $100 of onboard credit, you can use that $100 however you want to use it. Drink with it, buy an excursion with it, pay tips with it, whatever. Here, the sailor loot is money that can be spent on shore excursions and tipping and something in the shop.
Yes.
If you're drinking, there's a whole nother set of monies for the drinking. We've got a $300 bar tab or $450. I can't remember.
I think it's four.
I think $450 is the
onboard
the loot.
credit,
Yeah,
the
sailor loot. So we have $450 of onboard credit to spend, and $300 for
towards
cocktails.
My cappuccinos, which I had 2 today.
So, Chris, we're definitely going to make it to the shop and pick a little something up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
So, you know what? This is bothering me. It's just, it's really frustrating.
What's bothering you?
Yeah, we're not centered.
No.
It's just, look, just slide over that way a little bit. Just, come on. Just a little. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, I got to get off my microphone cord. That would not be good.
There we go.
You can slide over some more.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
No,
do I need to slide back?
No, because if you slide too much further, then we'll be off your side. So.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Macrina says, those late nights of filming, assume the sun shining from the balcony bother you. Nope, it does not. The curtains block it all out. But that's a benefit with interior rooms, but the darkness may keep you sleeping too long. Light
doesn't bother me.
No. I mean, the little bit of light that comes through the curtains. Obviously, if the curtains were wide open, I think it would wake me up or her. But with them closed, I mean, the tiniest little light comes through. And it's not even any to really talk about.
No, it's not.
But yes, late night filming. But we got it done. So we have no more late night filmings. So when we're done streaming, we might, go look at this club or go walk around or just go to bed. I mean, we need to do that. Tomorrow, we're actually not going to do anything tonight, I don't think, because tomorrow we have that excursion, which is going to be an all-day thing, weather dependent. Chris has another question. For any of the sailors that have been on Virgin, would have... question. For any of the sailors that have been on Virgin, or would any of you get a tattoo on the ship as they have their own tattoo shop on board? Yes, they do. It's called Squid Inks. Or Squid Ink. Squid Ink. Mm-hmm. We shot the video of it last night, at least from the outside. You'll see that in a couple days because it's on deck 7, I believe. I don't have a single tattoo. I'm not a tattoo guy. It's just something that I just don't comprehend. Why? It doesn't mean I don't hate them. For those who have them all over your bodies, good for you. It's your thing. It's all good. I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get put something on there that's permanent. Of course, now these days, they're not permanent. You can have them removed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it costs the same amount as it costs to put the tattoo on.
I do hear it's pretty painful to have one removed. Though. But yeah, neither one of us have tattoos. I mean, if I wanted a tattoo, I don't think I would hesitate to get one on the ship. The artists that they have are, from what I understand, amazing.
Yeah.
You can see pictures of the things that they've done, and it looks amazing. Beautiful
Hello,
work. Dr.
Cherie. Welcome. Another question from Chris. Robert, have you seen people get tattoos on your ship? Not yet. I didn't see any of the shops being open today. I wasn't on that deck when I was walking around when I was up because I was editing. So I found a little corner that was quiet and sat down and did my editing. Lisa's walked around a little bit more. But
I didn't go down to that deck either.
What we have on the Resilient Lady, we saw somebody get a tattoo on the Resilient Lady. But we'll go ahead and look and see what we see. Okay? Justina, hello, everybody. Question. Would you guys consider a Margaritaville cruise? Justina, we've considered the Margaritaville cruise eight times.
Many times.
Many times. We actually attempted to get on the inaugural. I had looked up the price. We were happy with what was being offered. I went back the next day to book it, and the price had quadrupled overnight. And so we opted not to go on that one. Since then, we have tried many times, but just haven't found the right dollar amount that makes us happy to spend that money to get on that ship, if that makes sense, right? The example being, whatever the fares are, their fares are not tax and port charges included.
Correct.
And that's what throws us off every time. We never remember when we start looking like, oh, yeah, it's $500. That's perfect. Let's do that. And by the time we're done, it's $1,000.
Yeah.
Because they had the port charges and the taxes and Wi-Fi. We got to add that in there. It's so hard for me to justify paying $1,000 for a 4-day cruise.
Yeah.
again, I hate to call myself cheap, but I just can't do it.
I don't mind. I'm cheap.
But absolutely, we'd love to try Margaritaville. They're right out of Tampa. It's another port that's close to us. Being from Central Florida, we haven't found the right time where they're running the right special that it makes the cruise at least cost amicable.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, you got to remember, we are not provided any kind of financial aid or anything like that by any of the cruise lines, and it comes out of our pocket. So we have to. We're
just mindful of the dollars.
Yeah.
Right. And every time we look, the dollars are they just don't add up.
No.
Right. So. But we've researched it a ton.
Yes.
Ashley said she would consider it. Yep. Nurse Tara says, I don't have any tattoos, so that's a big no for me. Well, it's obviously a big no for us, too. We're not tattoo people, but there are plenty of people walking around the ship that are remember, this is a great mixture of people and lifestyles.
It is.
And there are a lot of people walking around here with tats, and so if they want another tat, maybe that says Resilient Lady or a Scarlet Lady on it, they could get one here. So, I enjoy massages, right? I love getting a good massage. I've never done one on a ship.
Neither one of us have.
So, if you like getting tattoos, maybe it's the same thing. You don't want to do it on the ship because you have your person. Like I have my guy. We've talked about him on the channel before that I prefer to go to when we're in town for my massages because he's the best I've ever had. This guy's amazing. Jim, please don't ever retire, but he's already half retired, so that sucks. But you have a guy. People that get tattoos, they typically have a guy or a girl, for that matter.
Well, that's true, but it's your artist.
Correct. Your artist, your person.
Yeah.
So, unless it's like a little funky little trinket kind of tattoo,
Or your first tattoo.
You may not do that until you get to your person, right? So, anyway, Nurse Tara says she'd like to try out the new Margaritaville ship. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris says, I would consider it also, Justina, but it would have to be one out of Tampa. I do love Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, that's the one we would do too. The one on the other coast out of West Palm Beach, smaller, older ship. Not that this is not that the new one is not smaller, older, but it's a lot bigger and closer to being new. We would consider that, and I'm looking forward for their growth. I'm looking forward to them to maybe having a purpose-built ship.
Yeah,
for
that'd
them.
Be awesome.
But obviously, that's a huge financial commitment because the ships these days are a couple of $1 billion. Crazy. Macrina says Margaritaville Islander reminds me 100% of the Carnival Spirit class, except for Jimmy Buffett music and flip-flops in the lobby. Russell Maney also has another question. Don't answer if too personal. You two are doing a great job. Thank you very much. You get an applause for the compliment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you ever get offered a sponsorship by any cruise lines yet? No.
Not yet.
No. Not one bit. They don't even. Most of them don't even reply to our emails.
No, we've sent emails out to, or at least this one has, to many of the cruise lines.
Cunard was the only one that replied.
Yeah, and they said thank you, but no thank you. Basically, we call, not call, but he'll send a nice little letter to them that we're already booked on your ship, and we just would like access to this or access to that. Not even a response.
Yep.
Not even a thank you for your letter. Cunard again is the only one that said thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
It's we hope that sponsors the same thing, and we're still growing, guys. It's we're
still young.
We're still young. At least the channel is.
True.
But yeah, Macrina's like Medacry tonight, so we didn't get a chance to go to the bar.
No, I forgot about that. Believe it or not,
we spent the extra. Today's dinner was the earliest dinner we have, which was 5:45.
Yeah.
When we were done, it was good service. It was nice and fast and swift. It was great. But we got back and spent 45 minutes making sure this all works. So when I do this, you're actually getting the live camera from our balcony, which for whatever reason would not come to life last night.
Yeah.
It just would not.
It's it took a while. How many times did you have to disconnect and reconnect? It was several times. Changed cords and
many times. And then oddly enough, so when we ended the stream last night, I unplugged it, replugged it, and it worked. Just I don't know. Yeah. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Chris says the more recent ships look promising. The Islander. Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. 100%. Alex, I don't have any tattoos, so it's a no for me as well. Yeah. Look, like I said, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
me. Not my thing. I just don't want to ever do that. But some people enjoy that. Obviously, there's a whole culture. We've seen people, head to toe.
Yeah.
And always my first response is, especially from the head standpoint, is, what do these people do for a living?
Yeah, I don't know.
They can't be out in the public. I can't imagine fully tattooed like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will be sleeves or wrists, but when you're at work, the sleeves are down, but your face is your face is your face. We've seen a lot of people just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I've seen, people have to put bandages, over their tattoos so they could go to work or wear long sleeves or things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Funny
side story to sort of this topic. I watched a video on YouTube just before we got on the ship of Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter.
Okay, yes.
Who is tattooed to the nines these days.
Oh, is she? I don't keep up with her.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, she's got tattoos everywhere. But she was on her way to the Grammys, and they, not the Grammys, but she had a makeup artist come in and cover all the tattoos. The face and the arms and legs and this and that. So you couldn't tell there was a single tattoo on her body afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Which comes full circle. Well, if that's what you have to go through to hide them, is it that important to have them?
Yeah.
Again, I don't... Look, I understand the birth of a child or your wife. Some people have their names on there and stuff, but outside, it doesn't compute, guys. And it doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It just doesn't compute for us. So for those who love that, that's awesome. We hold no ill will. It just doesn't compute for us.
It doesn't make sense in our heads.
Yep. Anyway, Macrina says, cappuccino, lovely. Nice. Yummy. Sorry. We'll get a few on the... Yes, you're going to get a few on the group cruise.
Yes.
Tattoos are a no-go for her as well. Justina says, I just got my first and last tattoo back in November. Well, there you go. Awesome. And I'm sure you did it because it was specific and meant something to you. Of course, it could have been out on a drunken spree.
Could have been.
So we'll hear more about that later.
Yeah, that sounds like a story for the group cruise.
Yep. Chris says, I don't have any tattoos either. I just never have heard of a tattoo shop on a cruise. It's just different. It is. And
that's a Virgin thing.
Maybe that's the best way to, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of, cruise line is Virgin? Well, they have a tattoo parlor on the ship.
Yeah.
And the name of their ice cream place is Lick Me Till Ice Cream.
Mm-hmm.
What's that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, to me, it doesn't say enough. and I wish there was the right set of words to describe it completely. But there's, I don't know. It's fun. One of our closest friends, Larry, and his wife Cheryl, they are very, very high up in celebrity and Royal Caribbean. They've been cruising forever. I don't even know what their cruise number is, but they're in the hundreds of times cruised.
Yeah.
A lot. And they went on Virgin, and they absolutely love it. Right?
Yeah.
So that just goes to show, spend your money, book a cruise, make up your own mind and your own opinions about what it's like.
And I will say, we on the pictures that we had posted from our dinner last night at the wake, Larry made a comment in there is saying that the wake is the best steakhouse at sea, hands down. And that's high praise from him because, Larry's a foodie.
Used to own restaurants.
Yes,
he knows food.
He knows food.
You know what? I think it's time for a mid-show snack. What do you think?
Is it? Okay.
Snack time.
All right.
stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh.
There you go, everybody. The Morning Light, the official, unofficial, official theme song of Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. For those joining us late, we are live right now on the Scarlet Lady in our cabin 14302Z. And you had been looking at a live camera that is on our balcony that we put out there facing, looking towards the back of the ship. It's something else different about Virgin ships. The outside is very dark. You know, a lot of the ships we go on, there's so much ambient light off the side of the ship. It's a much better look than this, but yeah, it's kind of dark out there.
It is kind of dark.
It's kind of dark out there, but you get the idea. But we are live.
Yes, we are.
All right. So Carol Smith, welcome. Good evening. How are you? Justina says to Ashley, let's talk more about that on the group cruise. And thanks, Robert and Lisa, for your response. Not a problem.
Absolutely.
Nice. Food pics look great. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, trust me, they tasted far better than they looked.
Really good.
Speaking of massages, Robert, how's your shoulder? No tinge in it? No, it's on.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah.
It's comes and goes. So I think it'd be one of those things that's only going to go away if I take a month away from doing anything to just let it heal. But I can't do that. I mean, if you saw a schedule, you would crap your pants. So we wear the TINS unit. We just keep it going. Like last night after walking around and stuff, it was really bothering me. And we had the TINS unit on
the whole
time
we were videoing, yeah.
But after the rest today, I feel pretty good. I have it on right now on my lower back. So I work this area and the lower back, but it's not even on right now, and I feel pretty good. So it comes and goes mostly. But thanks for asking. Ashley says, yes, Justina, let's talk about it then. Absolutely. Ashley says to Macrina, I heard that the Islander is a former Carnival Spirit class ship. They apparently bought it from Carnival. You know, I forget where it came from.
Yeah.
I've looked it up 20 times, and I never remember.
Same. But yeah, I mean, it's not new to them. It was previously in its former life a cruise ship for another company.
Well, by the time I look this up, somebody's going to already know the answer.
Well, you know what? While you look that up, Chris
where
is here.
Did Margarita?
So, Chris, you had asked yesterday about the ice cream that they have in Lick Me Till Ice Cream here on board. They have 12 stations. They've got 8 on the side. They're always there. The same 8 are on the other side, and then the 4 in the middle change. So the ones that they have that are always the same is vanilla, chocolate, Giangiotto or something, I don't know. We're just going to call it chocolate. Then they've got strawberry malted milkshake and key lime pie. Those are apparently those are there all the time. The ones that they had today was brown butter financier, espresso chip. They had sugar-free passion fruit and something called Green Machine, which I have a feeling is that green tea ice cream. But those 4 change out daily. So there you go.
Their first ship came from Costa.
That's right, Costa. Oh, yeah.
Fleet.
Okay.
The Paradise was built in 1991. It came from Costa, and maybe the Islander as well. It's not very forthcoming here, so it's hard to see. So we can look it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have already found the answer anyway.
You guys are good like that.
Right? Karina says, yes, it was a Costa ship. Yes, it was built as a Spirit class build. There you go. Perfect. See, I didn't even have to look. Y'all already knew. Gotcha.
Thank
I
you.
never heard of that somewhere. We had talked about it once before. If you want the tattoos, then just have one drawn on instead. Right? I mean, if that's what you want, absolutely.
See, that makes more sense to me. I've had, the henna tattoos, and that doesn't bother me. That stays on your skin for a week or two, and then it just kind of disappears. It fades. But, yeah, I'm not so sure that I would want to do something permanent.
Wrestler Mania wants to know, how do we do what we do?
Well, that's a vague question.
No. They have their own channel.
Oh,
and,
okay.
He's like, how do you find time to do this as you travel and this, that, or whatever? The short answer is we don't. This is not vacation for us. This is work. We came here to video the ship, create content, and broadcast live to you. It takes, on average, 4 to 5 days, depending on the size of the ship, to get everything that we want to get. So when we're actually off the ship, we have additional content, right? This is a 6-day cruise. So we'll have 1 day to hang out on ourselves. And technically we're taking that in Roatan because we booked an excursion to be off the ship. The rest of the time, we're working. We're either videoing, I'm editing, I'm doing stuff. I mean, we take time. It's not like we're sequestered in the room. We go out and about and we do things.
No, we eat, but you take your lunch breaks and your dinner breaks when you're at home working.
Usually we can find a way to schedule in. We'll get to one of the shows and things.
We do try, yes.
It's not all work, but it's work, right? So it's not about the vacation for us. Now, if we're going to book a 10, 12, 13, 14-day cruise, then we're going to have vacation time.
Yes.
Because it only takes 4 or 5 days to get all the content that we want to get. And so there's that. Now, outside of the highlights that you see me edit here on the ship, while we're doing our shows live, everything else is done off the ship, and I have an editor that helps me. Actually, we have a couple of different editors because we have a couple of different YouTube channels. And we're putting out, 5 to 10 or 12 videos every week on each of the channels because we have shorts and we have long form and of course lives. So I had to realize pretty quickly I can't do it all. So we brought in some help. So I have some editors that help with some of this. But everything that you see as part of the live show on the ship, I do all of that myself. Yes, a story for the group cruise. Chris tells me it would be a great sequel to The Hangover. Okay. McCrean says, could you imagine group cruise doing a transatlantic inaugural? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
Best group cruise song. I need a medical alert bracelet for the hate and hate the jewelry. I was told to get a small tattoo in case of emergency. Been considering it. Okay.
All right.
I mean, that
is something that I totally would get.
Yeah. I don't think I'd still do it, but I guess, like you said, if you don't like the jewelry or the bracelet and there's...
Well, for me, I'm allergic to everything except for, like, gold and platinum. I can't, silver I can't even wear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be probably, I would think, my option. That would be what I would do if I had to.
WrestleMania is like, snack time!
Yes.
Now you have to clean off the sticky... we've got napkins. I don't touch the computer with the sticky fingers.
I lost mine. I had to find it. I was like, where's my napkin? After
Right?
eating that blueberry donut, though, I think my teeth are blue.
Speaking of...
It was really good, though, you guys. If you go on Virgin and they have the blueberry stuffed donuts with vanilla frosting, it is good.
I'm not much of vanilla frosting, but that was good.
Yes.
Justina noticed. Oh, I noticed how dark it is. Yeah, it's dark out there.
But you know what? We're also on the 14th floor.
We are, but
so
still,
it takes a while to
It's dark down there.
It's dark down there. It is.
It's dark down there.
Yeah.
but there's this vibe on the ship, right? It's in a lot of the ship, it's a little darker than you might, but there's plenty of light areas too. So
it's mood lighting.
Yeah. It's mood lighting. On the outside of the ship, that's the mood, right? I can't wait until it's red night and we have a camera out there and we'll put that on and you'll see it's all red.
We not hid, but we stayed in our room when we were on the Resilient Lady for red night. We want to be out.
Stay out of my head, Macrina.
What did she say?
Balcony cam on red night is going to be cool.
Oh. She's always in your head.
I know.
It's crazy. It's uncanny.
Alex says, it would be a snack time in the first 5 minutes. Kudos to you for resisting eating the snacks early. You know, those snacks have been in the cabin since 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You haven't touched them.
Yeah.
Chris is like, they bought it from Costa. Costa. Espresso chip has my attention.
Yeah.
All right,
It looked really good.
Yep. Justina says, as I scratch my eye here, I got to say, you guys definitely spoil us because not everyone is as thorough as you guys. Thank you. As you guys are when showing the ship. So thank you. You're welcome. And we've brought that up many times. And this is why there are a lot of highlight videos about the ships, because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to do the things the way that we do. I can go get, 20 seconds of this restaurant, this club, that. I can have that done in 2 hours and then have the rest of my time for vacation. And then when I get off the ship, slap together that 15, 20, 30-minute video of all those clips I got and give you a great overview and a highlight of the ship. The reality is a lot of people out there truly want to...
More detail.
Yes, because highlights are highlights. We walk every ounce of every deck to show you where the bathrooms are in this club and that club and this restaurant, that restaurant. So you get an overall feeling for a few reasons. One, when you get on the ship, you'll already be fairly comfortable. So you don't have to walk around the first 2 days late trying to find stuff.
Yes.
You'll already know. And Valerie on the Divina.
We're saving you 2 days of your vacation.
I know. Valerie on the Divina said that.
Yes.
Her and her daughter are there, and it's like we've already been here.
Yes.
We already completely know our way around.
She said, I feel at home.
Instantly.
Love that. And that's why we do it.
Yep, absolutely. So that's why we do it. Chris says, gosh, I sure do miss those live streams you did on the Jubilee. Maybe just one time, not necessarily on this cruise, but hopefully on the Aqua the Star. Heck, hopefully on the Horizon. Are you talking about just walking around the ship live with just on my phone? Is that what you're talking about, Chris?
I know we did that early on when we started doing our live streams, and we got so many slaps.
Yeah, that's why we don't do it anymore.
That's why we can't afford to do that. You get too many slaps, and they will literally shut your channel down.
Yes. Hate getting slapped.
Yeah, we miss being able to do that too.
Or, by the way, Chris, are you just saying find some place outside of the cabin to broadcast? So let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
Agree, Justina. I am a very detailed person, so I appreciate their thoroughness. It's one reason I became a TMC fan. There you go.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Plus the stupidity of Robert. That's the other reason. It's the man cow. Macrina, especially with a waffle cone. Oh, yeah, the waffle cone.
Oh, and the waffle cones. Oh, my goodness. They've got what, like red velvet? Yeah, flavored cones.
Patricia adds, and we have a community and a theme song, too. That's why I liked it.
The community's the best. You guys are awesome, really.
He said, yes, sir. So on the Jubilee, I don't think we walked around with our phone one time. We just broadcast outside of the cabin more.
I think so, yes.
We stopped walking around with a phone after the celebration. I'm pretty sure of it. Like live, like on my phone, YouTube live. Hey, everybody, we're on our cell phone. Boom. We've been using our computer. We'll try to find some live location to get at here, but like we talked about, 9 o'clock is when the things really start happening on the ship, which means there's going to be a lot more noise. And to find that one little corner place where it's quiet, that we can get away and not get in trouble with YouTube, we will try. I know on the back of deck 7, I think there's an area. But the other thing is it's dark, so we're going to have to bring the lights and the computer into this, into that, and all of a sudden it's probably going to give us about a 60-minute window.
Yeah. Yeah,
if we
it would be 2 rolly cases and 2 backpacks worth of stuff,
Right.
plus the 15-foot stand,
Correct.
16-foot stand.
But it's not about the equipment; it's about the power the equipment takes.
That's true.
We have a decent size anchor battery that every security person goes, "What is that in your suitcase, sir?" It's a battery. Oh, okay.
But that, with the lights, it really cuts down on how much time we have on that battery.
Yep. So we'd get about an hour max with the entire setup. If we can leave the lights behind, we can do 2 to 3 hours. But
should we show them what we'll look like without the lights? This is what we look like without those lights.
This is in our cabin.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny what those 2 lights do?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And this is,
And that's why we carry those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Chris is like, anywhere outside the cabin, if possible. We'll try, Chris. We'll try. But we may not even have the time to do it just because all of our dinner reservations are now later. And so we may not have the extra time to carry the stuff out and then completely reset up. I mean, that takes an hour.
Yeah, we may have to push the stream to 10 instead of 9.
If we were going to find someplace outside the cabin.
We might have to do that.
The other thing nice about the cabin, not that we leave it completely set up, but we don't tear it down. So the lights just go in a corner over here. All the rest of the cabling and these things go in that funky little drawer down there.
And that saves us a lot of time.
Because everything does stay together. Yeah. So when it's time to set up, it's now about 15 minutes instead of an hour. Anyway, I'm backing up. Macrina says, oh, in Sugar Shock now with the waffle cone and the espresso chip, right? Scheduled place, but showing real time of the ship. Secluded place. There are lots of secluded places, Chris. We've walked around to a lot of them and seen them, but per what I just said, we now have, if it's secluded, it's going to be dark, which means we need the lights, which means we've killed our battery 30 minutes ago.
And not only that, a lot of places on the ship, the Wi-Fi is not strong enough.
Correct.
That's our other problem.
We tried to stream on the Resilient Lady. Now, mind you, that was 2 years ago, and it was the very first sailing, and we couldn't find strong internet anywhere on the ship, outside the cabin, inside the cabin. And I remember we finally gave up and just started putting out produced videos because of it.
Yeah.
So, Macrina says, though, we could try a daytime special live. Maybe. It would have had to have been a weekend day because, at noon or 2 o'clock, a lot of people are working. And so, if you're going to do a live, we should have people with us. That's why we choose 9 o'clock. So it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8, 7, and 6. So we can be available for the most audience as possible.
Yeah, because we love that feedback.
Chris, by the way, says, you guys look good either way. Thanks for trying, buddy.
Thanks.
Suck up. Liar. Do those lights throw off a lot of heat? Not nearly as much as you would think, but far more than I expected.
Yes.
They are LED, and they're in here. I'll show you. They're soft boxes. Right? We have 2 of them. One on this side and tell me location. There's my head, and then one right there. Okay? So yes, far warmer than I thought. But
thank you for the thumbs up.
We got another thumbs up. 17.
Yes,
We're like halfway to 35, almost.
Here he is.
Come on. Chris is like, I bet they do. They put up. Huh?
You need to adjust that a little bit. We've got a little bit of banner that shouldn't be there. That's going to drive me nuts. There. That's
It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
There we go.
There, that'll work.
All right.
Sorry about that interruption there.
Chris says a lot of packing. 1,000,000%. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's It's 2 roll-on suitcases, 2 backpacks, and
a stand.
The stand, which is in a long, huge bag thingy. I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
It is.
And of course, it's a full pack job. So wherever you get to whatever location, it's a full unpack job. And so we've learned the hard way in several different locations. The other asterisk of trying to find a location is that it's covered.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Remember, we were broadcasting live on the Emerald Princess. Got rained on twice. Yeah. And I'm like, that's it. I mean, this stuff, I mean, just the computer alone is nearly $6,000. Right? You start adding up the cameras and the lights and this, that. It gets wet and stops working. We're in big trouble.
Hurt. Yeah.
We're in big trouble. That is stuff that cannot be replaced quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Patricia says, remember the time when you were outside and it started to rain? Yes.
Oh, yes, we remember.
Hard to bring it all. Yeah, this stuff doesn't move quickly.
No, it doesn't.
It took us 5 minutes in an emergency to run it all to safety.
And at least 5 trips each. Yeah.
Because everything's
get it all in.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is.
Hello, Tuesday. It's Monday.
Hey,
good to see you, Elaine.
In a while.
Dang, those lights are huge. Actually,
they're
not nearly as big as you think they are, and it's a little deceiving. But
they collapse nicely.
Yeah, they fit down to nothing.
Yeah.
So
the bulb is the biggest thing. The bulb is like this
good
big.
Size.
It's a good size bulb. But the rest collapses down to pretty much nothing.
Chris says, just to run the numbers, likes, views, etc., outside the cabin generating more interest possibly? I don't know. I'm not a content creator, but would be curious if moving more moves the needle. The reality is no, Chris, it doesn't.
No.
People aren't so much interested in where we're sitting and talking to you as they are in the information that we do bring you, like the Deck 5, 6, 7, that part of the content that we deliver. That's what people are mostly interested in. The chit chat after and the Q&A comes second. Where we do that, it just doesn't matter. Especially on a ship that's not brand new.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But even on a brand new ship, I would rather sit in a place where I know everything's protected. The weather is not a concern. The Wi-Fi is strong and better than to be sitting somewhere out in the public. Now, that being said, we love to stream outside the cabin. We do. But it adds another 2 hours to our process. An hour in the front to set it up, and actually it's more than that. A half an hour to tear it down, but then another hour to set it back up the next day.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a lot of work. And again, we're not crying. It's okay. It's more about, is there the right spot to be able to do it?
Yeah.
So... and when we have time, we go and look for these things. We haven't had pizza yet. We'll talk about that as soon as we have some.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, depending on what happens with the excursion.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris is like, get to 25,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Should be doable with all these cruises, especially the inaugurals. I'd love to. We were hoping to get to 25,000 subscribers by the end of 2024.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. We found an interesting thing, and I'm not sure if we shared this live with you guys, but since Wrestler Mania is here and also a content creator, don't do what I'm about to tell you. Don't do it. I'm not sure if it's still a program that is even up and running, but there was sort of a promotion program that YouTube ran for a while. You probably see them on your screen, sponsored ads. You pay them a little bit of money, and they put you in front of people that are sort of your people. That's the premise and the idea of it. Okay? And so we decided to run an ad to try to help boost the channel. And we did. We picked up a ton of subscribers, which was great, right? However, I feel that each of those subscribers in reality were fake.
Yeah.
We've never had one comment or any of that. And
the views didn't go up.
For that one video, maybe, but not overall. It didn't. It wasn't like that one video that was great, and if we normally get 300 views or 1,000 views, it didn't go up another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 views.
Yeah.
But what is happening, slowly but surely, and again, in our opinion, the fake subscribers that YouTube provided to us are going away. And if you saw our analytics, like prior to getting on the cruises that we did late 2024, we were sitting at right around 15,600 subscribers for a month and a half. We'd go up to 16,602, and then we would drop down to 16,599, and then down to 598, and then to 602. We did this massive bouncing. If we gained 10 subscribers in one day, we lost 9. Right? And what I find most amazing when I go into the analytics on YouTube, they give you all kinds of tools back there, which is kind of nice. It lets you actually know the videos your subscribers leave from.
Yes.
Right? So you're like, ooh, obviously they didn't like that
that
video you did. So maybe we shouldn't do one like that again. But here I'm just gonna. Is it there? No. I'm trying to do this without 2 screens, guys. Analytics, is that where it is? Yeah, analytics.
You get a behind the scenes look.
Well, no, they don't get a behind the scenes look,
okay.
but we get a behind the scenes conversation.
Okay.
Matrix. God, this is such a pain in the butt. I hate doing this. I need the 3 screens.
Yeah, he's got all of these little windows that have all of the controls for the lights and the sounds and all of this stuff, and he has to shift them around on the screen so he can see what it is that he's wanting to look at. It's kind of funny, actually. Not for him, but for me.
So let's do the last 90 days.
Okay.
Okay. We've gained 218 subscribers. It's a little bit on the low side, but it's okay. We take every subscriber. Yeah. We've lost 171 of those subscribers. Now, that is in the last 90 days. Now, as I mentioned, if I click on this other little button here, it will tell me the videos that these 171 people left from, as well as it can tell me the videos that we gained them from, which is great. So when I do a count, out of the 171 people we lost, only 7 of them were real, meaning they were watching a video and decided to leave our channel because of that video. So there is 164 people that left the channel for no reason.
Without watching a video.
Without anything.
Yeah, they just disappeared.
People don't
Poof,
just...
They're gone.
People just don't unsubscribe. It's not what happens, right? They only unsubscribe if they're watching something and get pissed off at you. Or the content, whatever.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm done with these people. Unsubscribe. It just doesn't... You wake up one morning and go, you know what? I think I'm going to unsubscribe from Tall Man's Cruise Adventures today. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't happen. But even if it did, they'd have to click on a video to do the unsubscribe. Well, I guess they could go to the homepage.
They could go to the
homepage and unsubscribe. So we did this promotion. Okay, it made us internally happy because we saw a bunch more subscribers.
Right.
But on the back end, we're losing nearly as many as we're gaining. So it doesn't look like we're going anywhere. But we are.
And the whole thing that for us is it's more about the views,
right,
than it is the subscribers,
right? Because
we don't get paid anything on a subscription on a subscriber. YouTube is paying us by the view, which
it's not even YouTube. We're part of the ads program. It's true. The commercials that run on videos that you watch. That product. That service or whatever the commercial is about has paid YouTube to place a commercial in the best way possible to reach the best demographics for their whatever. In other words, when you're watching our videos, if a commercial pops up, 9 times out of 10, if not 100% of the time, it's going to have something to do with cruising. So those advertisers have paid YouTube to place their commercial inside of videos like ours. And then YouTube gets you a little piece of that. And I mean a little piece of that.
Yes.
Right? So... teeny.
Yeah.
So anyway, Justina says, no worries. The best subscribers are here now. Exactly.
I totally agree. We have got amazing subscribers. You
Chris
guys
is like,
are awesome.
I love the analytics. I'm glad I'm not in your business because I would study those numbers every day and come up with ideas to move the numbers. Chris, trust me, we do that all the time. We actually, on our way down to Miami this time, we had a good hour and a half talk about, what else can we do in 2025? Yeah. And so the reality is we haven't come up with anything else special. And that's what we want. We want to do something special. We don't just want to do the same things everyone else are doing. That's not who we are. That's not who I am. That's why we do the tours the way we do it. Nobody does deck tours like we do. Nobody does as many live shows as we do. I don't think anybody's ever showed up to the ports and done departures live the way that we do. No one does anything the way that we do it. So we have a very unique way already. Mm-hmm. But most of the videos that we produce are information type videos. It's the deck tours. It's this, it's that. It's not vlogging, right? It's not always the news. It's vlogging channels that tend to do much better long term because they fall in love with you. Not that you guys haven't fallen in love with us, but vloggers are talking about their day and what they did. And today I put my pants on and I did it wrong. And for breakfast I had this, French toast, and then I went out for a walk, and then I, took a big after all of that because I was full. And I mean, these things we were talking about when we were on, the Utopia. Excuse me. Drink. And the skater, what's her name?
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes, Jordan. I was trying
Jordan
to say
Ball.
Morgan, but I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, no, that's Dexter.
Jordan. Yeah.
Her channel is more vlogging, and so people are into what they're doing or what she's doing within her life. It's reality TV at its best, in my opinion, because you're getting a look. We don't do those kind of videos. We share our day with you when we're doing live streams about when we're on a ship, but we're not producing those vloggy type stuff. So in this segment, you've got Dawn, you've got Tony, and you've got Travel Scouts. God, I can't never remember his name.
I can't think of his name either.
They all cover the news multiple times a week. We've decided just to do a week wrap up. Right? And we do tips and tricks videos. So look, we're just going to keep on doing what we do the way that we do it. If we figure out there's something different that somebody else isn't doing that we might think would work, we try it. It's why we tried the driving videos. It's part of the adventure to see if it worked. Oddly enough, we're surprised at how many people hang out with us all night long.
You guys are crazy. We love you, but you're crazy.
Right. So, just, but Chris, I am a numbers guy. It's what I do. And so there's no one deeper into my numbers than this person right here. And we would love to do it. In fact, she'll tell you, I get so frustrated because I just told you 171 losses, but only 7 of them are from videos. Where'd the other 164 go? Not just that, you left. Why did you leave? What was it? Was it just the content of the video, or did we piss you off? I almost feel that I want YouTube to require somebody that is unsubscribing to leave a reason. Because if it's something that we're doing, we'd love to make the adjustment so that we can get better for you guys.
Absolutely.
Because we're striving to be better for you guys with the equipment that we use, with the cameras we use, with the the system of being able to do all these fun little things and
Did we get another thumbs up? Thank you.
No, I'm just
applause for
the stuff, all these overlays. We're not just sitting in front of our computer, right? We're trying to go and produce a good live show and do it for you when we're on ship, which means we have to be mobile with the equipment and find out how it can all work together. So,
and at the same time, we are very real.
Yes, very real. Chris says it would be fun and drive you crazy at the same time. Chris, it does. It drives me bananas.
It drives me bananas because I have to listen to him talking about it.
We're all old school subscribers in here to stay. Yes, Macrina, we know, and God love you.
Yeah, we do. We love you guys.
I concur, Macrina. I just want to see them grow. No, Chris, we're with you, man. Just keep on coming back. Look, that is the end result for growth. It's you guys. If the content that we're creating you guys love, well, chances are there's others that will also love it. Oh, again, thank you for the thumbs up.
Oh, thank you.
So what gets the YouTube algorithm to push you further are the likes, the comments, and the shares that people are giving a video. Mm-hmm. And so technically what you're doing right now is helping the channel.
Without a doubt. Because
if nobody's watching, YouTube won't show your thumbnail to anybody. So the more people that watch, oh, thank you very much. Another thumbs up. So the more people that watch, share, this, that, or whatever, the growth begins. And that's the only way growth on YouTube happens is when they show your thumbnail to somebody and then that person clicks on it. So we have to create a good thumbnail, at least that somebody will click on. But it's okay. We're working on some other things that may help this year. We'll let you know when it comes around, but hopefully within the next couple of months, honestly, let me knock on some wood, that we can have some of these things up and running that I think will help out the channel as well too. But of course, we'd love to grow. We'd love to get rid of the day jobs altogether and, just be on a ship a couple times a month, right? Yeah. Take a break, do a cruise, take a break, do a cruise, take a break, do a cruise, take a break.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The back-to-backs kill us.
Yeah.
We need a little decompression, right? So,
yeah.
And by the way, Macrina says, I agree. Nurse Tara's crying. I'm assuming that means she agrees. She agrees. He has passion, and generally, people with passion find a way to make it work. Thank you very much. Chris, in short, the two letters N and O put together do not exist in my in my vocabulary.
They do not.
They just do not.
I can tell you that for sure.
And heaven forbid somebody tells me that. That just pisses me the off, is what it does. Because there's nothing final in life. It should be at least maybe, right? And so we strive, me, from the creative standpoint, to try to do whatever it is that we need to do to help drive the channel, right? And so I'm there, man. I'm there. LOL, we have no life, I guess. That's not true. Oh, by the way, when I said go Steelers, I wasn't meaning that in a good way. You guys lost. You guys lost.
Oh, he's so mean.
Sorry.
It's that friendly competition.
Thank you, Nurse Tara. We appreciate you. We really do.
Yeah, we do.
Anxious to see how many people watch the lives on the group cruise, since we'll all be there. I don't know. Right, Macrina? Yeah.
Well, hopefully all your friends and family will, so they can see you all live.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Group cruise. For those who are joining us late, we still have a bunch of people here. Don't know who is finding us for the first time. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are live, just like the thumbnail said. Right now on the Scarlet Lady, here is a camera I have on our balcony. That is a look right outside our cabin right now as we steam towards Roatan. So we are 100% live. Do us all a huge favor. Consider hitting that thumbs up button and maybe even subscribing, becoming part of the Tall Man Clan. We do a lot of cruising, and we broadcast live every night that we're on a ship and give you different angles and views of the ship while we're here. Especially, we're going on a bunch of inaugurals this year. You're going to get that information before anybody else here on this channel because we literally do it live.
Yes.
So, all right.
You did say, speaking of group cruise.
Speaking of group cruise.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets.
Parties.
Pineapples.
Ducks. And of course, the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. Well, there you have it. The group cruise. If you didn't get that email fast enough, there it is. tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. Just send me an email to that address right there. Just so you know, we are not travel agents, so we did not put this group cruise together to make money off you guys. We just want to hang out with the Tall Man Clan, which means we do have an agent that's putting together the group cruise for us. So if you want to go, send me the email. I would forward to you the person who's handling the group cruise for us. I will forward Kathy's info to you, and you would just call her directly. So there you go. Button. Go away. All right, so let's see here. Speaking of lives, will you do a live every night during the group cruise? That's the plan. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
Yep. Macrina's like, we're going to get the Wi-Fi on the group cruise just to give thumbs up.
Thank you.
And she's like, yeah, the Steelers are going to tank. Yeah. You know, it's funny. We've been a little bit disconnected from football, but we did have the Steelers game on. And all of a sudden I heard Russell Wilson, but I'm like,
what?
Is he on the Steelers this year?
That just sounds so weird.
Yeah, since he was with Seattle for such a long time, it just seems weird when you hear the name of the different football team. So Macrina says, group cruise. And then she's like, 5 more days and we'll be under 300 days. I know, right?
Oh, my God.
There's a ticker right up there, guys. That's the group cruise. 305 days, 17 hours, 14 minutes, and 18 seconds. We're playing your Steelers on Saturday, Macrina. Uh-oh. Y'all behave now. Anyway, well, guys, we appreciate you all being here with us tonight. Tonight was Deck 5. Tomorrow will be Deck 6. We'll show you what that is looking like. Alex, we will eventually get up to Deck 15 so you can see the coffee, grounds 2.0. Coffee grounds? Yeah, ground. I don't know, whatever.
Cafe, something.
We're going to view you. Don't worry about it. We're going to bring it to you. So until we see you then, we'll see you tomorrow night. All right? Until then, everybody have a great evening. Peace.